Yo, off rip, hey, gotta love this. Make you feel good, make you wanna touch this. Hammer dance, can't touch this. I just wanna love ya, hope I don't bust quick. Yeah, and that's metaphorical. Feel like I'm the one, I'm just looking for the oracle.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Voice Visions. I am Voice G, and I'm here with Mr. Jakx, 1991 Jakx.
Yes, sir.
AKA Dirty 35 Live, AKA Miami Shooters, AKA everything, bro. You do so much, and I wanted to bring you to this platform specifically to encourage people who don't know, they have this creative energy, they don't know exactly where to put it into it. You're the kind of person that you literally just dip your, I guess, your pen in every page, and I respect
dip
that.
Dip my pen, I like that.
Yeah, bro.
It's like a John Hancock pen.
Exactly. And so, what's up, bro? How you been? I know you've been very busy doing different things. How you been, brother?
I've been good, man. Thanks for asking. It's a nice, wholesome question to start this out with. I've been good, man. I've been getting creative, like you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I get, not that I get bored easily, but my inspiration takes me in different like avenues. So luckily, I've built a skill set that allows me to put my creativity in different things. You know,
right.
So it keeps me not bored, and it keeps me jumping around from things and connecting different communities, which is also cool as shit. You know.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been, doing the show. I've been making music as well, helping out slowly but surely with music videos as well. You guys hit me up. If you need any photo shoots, music videos, hit him up. He is a dope photographer and videographer. You got some videos out too with Choco Valens.
Choco
You
Valens.
guys shot a video recently, or two videos, right? I think it was like two
I've
videos.
done 3 for him. No, 2. 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I do a lot of photo shoots for him too.
Okay.
I think I do all his photo shoots. I'm not sure.
Dope.
But yeah, I did last year also a video for Triple Z and Serum.
Shout out to Triple Z, man. I actually just had an episode with King Tetris, and he was telling me how that was the guy that pushed him to actually take music more serious. And,
hell yeah. He's definitely that
Cali
type of
right
friend.
now, right?
Yeah, he's in Cali.
Yeah, shout out to him.
He's definitely that kind of dude, man. He's a very like just fucking do it kind of guy, you know. So it's like I really connected with him in the ciphers and shit. But then after that, we connected on the skateboarding tip.
Okay.
So we would go skate together, and that's when we really became more friends and shit, you know. Besides the whole like just being in the music scene or whatever. And it's crazy how much skateboarding and music, like the fear associated with putting out music, or the fear of being judged or whatnot, just the whole like artist plague that you get of like not knowing how to put something out or whatever, or how things are gonna be taken. It's kind of like the same with skateboarding, because to commit to a trick is like it's difficult, dog. Like you could do it, the steps, but like you just don't want to fall, and it's kind of like with the music, like you just don't want to fail when you put something that you work so hard on, you want it to mean something. So there's kind of like that parallel. So then just from skating and shit, like that energy, chilling with him, he would just tell me like, yo, just drop your shit, bro. Like, cause I'm very like, I write all the time, and I have mad music for years. I have so much music sitting, man, that is like, a lot of my friends tell me that it's dope as fuck, but for me, I just can't, like, I don't know, I can't put it out. Like, I can't, like, put myself to, like, I don't know what it is, dog.
So what happened with everything else that you released?
I don't know, man.
You've been dropping since, I think you said 2013.
My first project was 2012, my first album, which is like 13 songs. You Don't Know Jack. But before that, my first track I ever dropped was probably like 2006, 2005. I don't know, like 9th grade.
Nice.
Right before 9th grade type shit. So like 2004 maybe.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, and the first song I ever recorded was like over a cassette tape on a radio. You know how you had the old school radios and you could press record on the cassette tape.
You gotta adjust
record
it
over it
with a pencil or something.
Exactly.
Damn.
I recorded over one of those a long ass time ago, bro. That was before CD players were cool.
Right.
You know. And remember the first MP3s that came out that they held 256 megabytes?
Yeah,
they held one song.
That was me, bro. Yeah.
I had one instrumental on there.
Disc and yeah.
And I wrote a song on one of those
Damn.
at that time, and that was probably like 7th grade or some shit. So like that was like my first song. My first song was in 7th grade. So yeah, man, we're making music a long ass time. 7th grade, what is that? 2002 to 2021. That's almost 20 years.
Yeah, man, congrats.
That's crazy.
I didn't really tap into being an artist and being, making the music till after high school. So, and that was just writing. I didn't really start recording my music till I would say 2014, 2015. And it took me a while. It took me a while to look at the words I had written. I had a notepad. That's how I started. Now I use my phone, but it took me a while to say, hey, I should put this out. And
it's a big leap for your words to go from paper to a microphone.
I wanted to ask you. I mean, we'll dive more into the music as well. But like, you do so much. Like, what is your favorite thing to do? Like, is it the photo shoots, video shoots, the ciphers, maybe event organizing?
That's a good question.
You really. What keeps you up at night, I guess?
I get more fulfillment helping out others and putting on for the community than I do for doing shit for myself.
Okay.
So I definitely get a lot from that, The Ghetto Birds.
Yeah. Watch out.
I get a lot from that, bro. Like 35 being one community I started, and then I took that template and started MIA Shooters, and they both came from a place of necessity at first. Like I didn't know, like with 35, I didn't know people out here that made music, so I was like, what better way to get connected than to just make my own platform where people like me can benefit from it. You feel me? So it just kind of grew from there. And then when I got into photography, same shit. I didn't know anybody, so I was like, all right, let me just make this platform. I did the same thing as Straight Bars, but it's like a photo theme. So instead of a monthly beat, it was a monthly photo theme.
Right.
And then I just did that. So I kind of, I like to create communities and see people network and work together. Like, to me, that shit is way doper. And at the end of the day, it's beneficial for me too, Like, it ends up coming back. Like, people like you, for example, invite me to shit like this.
Right. I had to,
and
bro.
It comes full circle, dog,
I definitely had to. In the summer, you were doing a lot of the 35 Live stuff. And shout out to the Ocho Twins as well.
Yep.
They reviewed my album. Ocho, is it Ocho Twins?
H2Owens? H2Owens?
It looks like Ocho.
Ocho Cinco.
But H2O Twins, I'm sorry. Screwed that up. But they reviewed my album. They didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? But they did it, and they reached out to me, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Of course, you also reached out to me, and we had an episode as well during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, I did have you on DeFi Live.
Yeah, man. And that was talk about that experience, like in terms of being the guy to kind of put yourself out there, because I hadn't started my stuff yet, but you said, hey, let me do these interviews during the pandemic. These guys are releasing music. Somebody's got to know about this. Let me do it.
So doing shows and setting up shows and everything, I naturally had to become like the host of the shows.
Right.
Because I was doing all the booking, I was organizing all the people, talking to venues, all that shit. So I just naturally developed a voice for hosting or for just bringing people together. So, what was the original question? My bad. I started hitting this shit and forgot my whole train of thought.
well, yeah, like basically how it came about.
35 Live?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I was meeting all these people, and I wanted to create a different lane for people to be seen, especially during quarantine and all the COVID shit.
Right.
A lot of people took that time to put out a lot of music, but didn't have anywhere to go perform at and shit like that. we had to stop dapping sounds and the fucking weekly meetups at the spot. So I thought, man, what's another way of, you know, putting people out? And everybody was doing live stream shows and shit like that. So I just found my own way of doing it, and I didn't think too much about how it was gonna be done. So I just used what I had in front of me and used 35 Live to do it. You know.
You had some good Wi-Fi.
I mean 35 Live, Instagram Live. My bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, you had some good Wi-Fi clearly, because our episode I
Not
think
really.
it stopped twice because my Wi-Fi is no good.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Well, I'm saying you have some good Wi-Fi. I didn't at the time.
Nah, man. You know,
But
it's
you have
a
some good Wi-Fi phone. Use the tools at your disposal.
it's a battle, dog. Cause honestly, I mean, I like the interviews I did there, but most of them had interruptions and fucking technical difficulties and shit. But it is what it is, man. It's like life, you know. You never know what it's gonna throw at you.
That's right.
So you just gotta keep moving forward.
Exactly.
You know, some of them we had to end them and bring them back up, and we just kept it going. But at the end of the day, I think everybody that I featured on there had a good time to talk a little more about themselves and the album and shit. And I really deep dive into the questions and everything. So
you did, bro.
So you know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, for this interview, you know, I did my homework obviously, but you know, I didn't write down any hard questions or, you know, and that's honestly how I've been doing it, just off the top. But you had asked me some questions about the album, and I was like, whoa, like, I mean, I made the album, but I don't even know if I have the answer to this one. It was some really good.
Oh yeah, because I always create like a hypothesis about like how all the tracks tie in together and how it relates to the title.
The park is like you're with your homeboys walking through the park and you meet this bully and you gotta beat him. And I was like, I never thought about it that way. So I give you credit for that. And of course the, you know, Cypher and Skate as well, which you were just mentioning with Triple Z and stuff. I met Rock Soul there.
Yeah.
And then he just dropped an album. You guys have 2 songs as well. Not on the album, but 2 singles that you guys worked on as well.
Yep.
Tell me about that experience working with Rock Soul.
Rock Soul's dope, man. He is a person that's very authentic to himself, and it's just dope to see everything he creates, you know. Especially with his last album, creating that coloring book and everything, super dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's real cool. I love inviting him out to Cypher and Skate. He paints live out there. At the first one, him and Serum painted a deck that I gave away that I donated to the community and shit. And they painted it, so like we all like put it out there and shit. It was really dope, real cool. Yeah, man, he's real dope, bro. He has songs with like people from Mayday and shit now on his new album. We have people, and I did a photo shoot with Burns.
Yeah.
With Burns from Mayday.
Yeah.
I did a photo shoot with him recently.
Awesome.
So he's real dope. And Rec hit me up afterwards, like, yo, what's up? Let's shoot.
Oh, that's so cool.
And actually, I hit him up, but like he was down to do it, you know.
Right.
Like I tagged the whole group and shit, and then he told me like, yo, I'm down. So that's real dope. Hopefully, I can shoot with the whole band soon. That'd be dope.
I'm sure you have to.
Yeah, man. But this is another way how like doing something else comes full circle, like, because like if it wasn't for the photography, I wouldn't have linked with Mayday, and then who knows, maybe one day I have a song with them, same way Rock Soul does, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't know how he met them, but I think it's probably because he works with Miami Beat Wave, and I think Miami Beat Wave and Mayday are like cool. I don't know if they work together, but maybe they came up together. I'm not sure.
A lot of in your music, especially now.
My bad. Am I talking too much?
Not at
for
all,
each
bro.
question.
This is the show for that.
Sometimes I go on too much.
In class earlier, and we had to do like a quick interview or something of somebody who their dad was like the first black judge here in Miami.
Oh shit!
During the segregation era, right?
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, and so like this was like for a classwork assignment. the girl, it wasn't me who asked the question, it was some other girl. She asked one question, and her response was like at least an hour. We were just sitting and listening to her. But she was going through so much historical context.
Yeah.
And then she ended it with what's going on now with South Beach. You know, that, you know, there's people partying late and stuff like that. The people who live in South Beach, they don't want that going on too much. And now the city commission voted to end I think all sale of alcohol past 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And obviously that'll affect, you know, DJs and
They also made
made
Ocean Drive pedestrian only.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's in efforts to like kind of lessen the volume of people there, because you know how people would always roll through with their nice cars and shit like that. And I don't know if that would cause shootouts and shit.
Right. No,
I don't know.
Just bad stuff seems to happen around there, like all the time.
Hey man, it's Miami, bro. It's South Beach.
It's not all Miamians. There's people flying down here just causing trouble.
No, but I'm saying this place just brings out the beast in you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that the 80s came and went by and just, I don't know, left this energy.
And some people still think that. They come here and they're like, they just want to wild out. You know, they're like, oh, Miami's the place to go crazy, party, wild out, you know, so they come here and do stupid shit.
Yeah, man.
You know?
It's weird, and, you know, you and I were born and raised here, and it's weird because we have this perspective, like, this is
How you know you was born and raised here? You feds?
Big facts. I just talked to Nardwar on the way over here. He's actually one of my greatest inspirations.
Oh yeah,
Nardwar. I love Sway in the Morning too.
Then if you want to be like Nardwar, you gotta be.
That's homework. That's Fed stuff. That's right there.
But it's also, he has like a level of shock factor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is really cool.
Like imagine I just pull out your birth certificate or something. You're like,
you know, can I ask you a question? Like,
what's up?
Since you do the podcast and you have like, it's like a guest-based podcast where you bring people on and ask them stuff. Like, what do you think about the type of interviewers that ask like outlandish questions? Like, you know, because like for example, like people like Charlemagne, where like he'll ask like mad sensitive questions like on purpose. And then there's people who are like make every interview like a Disney interview, or like, you know, like for example, like reviews too, like music reviews. Like some people, like you can obviously just talk about the good of an album, but like there's people who will literally also address the bad and like give an opinion that's like maybe negative but not necessarily bad, because everyone's entitled to their opinion at the end of the day, you know. I
guess you kind of have to balance it, you know. But how do I feel about those? It depends on the how sorry, I'm like spitting on
or like would you ask those kind of questions if they were like, I'm not a fucking drama person, so you wouldn't be able to ask me anything like that.
I don't have any kind of crazy dirt on you to throw on here. But that's a good question.
But if you did have dirt on someone or heard something from someone, would you spill out something like that? Like for example, let's say you had a mutual friend.
Right.
Like we had a mutual, just someone we know. Right. And then maybe that person said something about me.
Right.
And then you know it, but you wouldn't say it because why the fuck? There's no purpose. But like you could say it on here and build like buzz and get reaction and get people talking.
I don't think so. I don't think this is the kind of show for that. And it's not that I'm this nice guy, and you know, hey, I try to be a nice guy. I try to be a good person. But
how do you feel about giving harsh critiques? Or
I think it's valid, you know, I think it's valid to a certain point where you're not disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm an artist too, so I'm gonna understand, like, if I tell you, well, you know, you dropped this last song and I felt like the bars could have gone harder and stuff like that. You know, and then I would ask you, you know, hearing me telling you this, how would you feel about your next song? Like, you know, like, does that affect, does that criticism, you know, like, I would turn it into something constructive. I would at least try.
It's like, imagine, like, I have put out a song, right? Like, just like a week ago. And then you, like, were to ask me about it. And then you literally just go, yo, man, your new track, man, I really love it, bro. But, like, man, I hate your flow on the second verse. Like, you could just literally just cut that verse off. I would love the song way more. Like, how do you feel about that verse? Like, do you think, did you fuck that verse up, or like, were you fucked up on it? Or, like, what was the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say shit like that and just sound mad, like.
Right. It depends, really. I mean, I'm not gonna have somebody on here that I don't like their music, I don't like what they represent and stuff like that.
Right.
That would be the dumbest thing. Like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I gotta edit this. I'm the one setting. Like, why would I do that? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I would ask that kind of question. You know, I guess in a different way, where it's constructive, where
exactly.
maybe it leads on to a good conversation. If it doesn't lead to a good conversation, more of a confrontation, like what's the point?
It was kind of like DJ Academics would do the same shit too, kind of on the show he had with
Daily Struggle.
Yeah, on Daily Struggle, right? Like they would all give their opinions, but he would always give like that.
But
that like kind of hating opinion.
Yeah, facts.
But is it hating? I don't know.
No,
I wouldn't really call it hating. Right. I would just call it like just blunt opinion. Right. You know, just your blunt opinion.
Blunt opinion.
That's kind of cool, right? Blunt opinion.
Blunt opinion. Write it down. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't lead to anything constructive, like, I'm not trying to come on here or at least bring somebody on here and piss them off.
All right, how about this? What if I did? What if I had a show called Blunt Opinions from Jakx, and you put out your next song, and I literally like rate your shit like 4? Would you still be cool with me?
Sure.
Like, would you still be my boy?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not getting on here, like, yo, I'm giving it a 4 because this guy is just trash, and he's, you know, I guess to a certain extent.
But like, what if I do say like, yo, this song is trash? Like, I've heard a lot from this guy, and I liked a lot of his songs, but this song was trash. Not for me. Well, how would you feel about that?
I mean, that's how I regularly feel about anybody else. Like, when it comes to my music or my art, yeah, I spend time with it, and it's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's gonna have different opinion and stuff.
I think people should be more real.
You know,
about people's art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Because in this industry, you get a lot of yeah, bro. Hey, man, keep going, bro. Like, keep doing it, man. You know, like, man, fuck that. Like, tell me if you liked it or not. Like, tell me what you didn't like,
bro.
What?
You ever ask somebody, like, you know, you drop a song
and they tell you the beat was hard?
And they reply with, yo, the beat was hard, bro. When I first started making music, that was all my friends. Like, yo, man, the beat goes hard. And I was like, damn, what about me?
Shit.
I guess the thing I would say, you know, when I first started making music, my friends were the realest people, and they would tell me, you know, straight up, like, yo, this is
that's good. You need that,
and you do need that. Everybody needs that.
That's better than someone just telling you what you're doing is great.
Yeah,
100 times better.
Fact.
Like, I don't need someone to tell me I'm doing great. Like, for what? I mean, unless you fucking feed off that validation, but like, in that case, you're not moving right.
I'll tell you one thing that pissed me off. Like, when I released AM2, I was, you know, trying to release it to, or submit it to all these music blogs and everything, and undergroundhiphop.com, like, I submitted, you know, my stuff to them, and they came back with a 7 out of 10. And initially I was like, oh, hey, okay, a 7 out of 10 is not bad.
For your album? They rated your album?
For the EP, like the AM.
And you paid for that?
AM2. Did I pay for that? Of course I paid for that. Yeah, it's underground hip hop. But I'm not afraid to say that. But basically, what my point I'm making here is, I got a 7 out of 10. Initially I was like, oh, cool. But then I read the paragraph. Little paragraph the guy left me, and it was like, he was basically calling me, he shredded my song. He was just like, this guy has
and
nothing,
you paid for a shredding.
This guy has nothing new to offer. His music sounds like every other person in Miami, and mind you, this reviewer is like from New York. So I was like, how would you know, like,
what everybody in Miami sounds like?
Yeah. And
you've never heard Choco Valence?
AM stands for ambitious more.
Oh, they have heard Choco Valence. They featured him on it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. But like, I was hot for like at least 2 or 3 months. Like, I would keep bringing it up with my friends, and they're like, "Yo, we got a 7 out of 10." Just, you know, it's just some reviewer. And how do you take that then, as an artist? Or
man, I've never really been reviewed like that.
Okay.
I would have to tell you whenever I get reviewed, because I haven't put out an album in years, since 2013. So,
is that something you wanted to get into on here and talk about?
Man, so I've had a sequel for You Don't Know Jack forever. It's called Still Don't Know Jack. And I've had a cover for it and everything for years.
Oh, wow.
And I have another one, I have a cover for it too, called Jack of All Trades. So those are all like albums that I have content for. Like, I have all the songs, I haven't recorded them. and I haven't made the track list, but they're all there. You know what I mean? And then I have the Young Dolly concept songs, where like ever since I grew the stash,
bring it back. Dope.
ever since I grew the stash, I was like, all right, I gotta do something. So like I chose to make it about Kandinsky is like the perfect example, right? Combining art, architecture, my background, art and architecture, and combining that with hip hop. So Young Dolly is that. Like Young is like how every rapper like Young something, Young
Right,
whatever.
Young
You feel me?
voice.
You feel me?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
all that.
Dali is like a surrealist painter, like one of the dopest painters. And surrealism is about painting your dreams. So like that's what hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking. You're an artist, bro. You know, you're
Right.
painting your dreams out. You're fucking living your dreams out. You're like trying to do what you see in your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Trying to live that. And that's what surrealism is, painting like dreams or whatever. Like what you saw in your dreams and shit. So that's Young Dolly, man. And I have Kandinsky's the only song I've recorded that is in that kind of realm of what the Young Dolly alter ego or alias would sound like. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
If you, I guess we're gonna wrap it up now because the time has flown by so quickly. It's incredible.
How long we been here?
But we've been here at least an hour. No, I'm just playing. We've been here at least 26 minutes. I usually try to run it, 26 to 28 minutes and stuff. But
Nah, bro, this is a special episode. We gotta run this shit for.
yeah, absolutely, we could always run it back. So this is the last question. I usually use a general question I ask. If you had to give any piece of advice for like a self-starter, business-wise, or a photographer, or, anything, anybody, I guess, more or less in your lane and stuff. Not that there are many in your lane, but if you had to give any kind of piece of advice, like what would it be?
Man, just surround yourself by people you want to be like, or people that you know are trying to do the same thing as you, and keep believing in yourself, and try to do everything with your own thoughts, because everyone's always gonna tell you this and tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Your parents, your peers, your friends, everything, dog. Even TV tells, internet, Instagram, algorithms.
True.
All that shit is telling you what to do. So you gotta like always remain focused on what you're really trying to do and just move smart, yo.
Move smart, yo.
Chase your dreams, move smart.
All
Bop,
right,
bop.
brother. Thank you so much, Jakx. Be there. I might have to cut that last part out. Just Jakx.
Hey man, it's me.